Today I will deal with the subject of inventories. It comes under Indian AS 2. As you know, inventories are assets of the following types. 1. All inputs including primary packing materials used in the production of goods or provision of services. We will now examine what is a primary packing material. I will give you an example. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is bottled. Without the bottle, the product cannot be sold. So the bottle is a primary packing material. 2. Inputs that are in various stages of production known as work in progress or semi-finished goods. 3. The final product, that is finished goods ready for sale. 4. Goods purchased and held in stock for sale. These include land and building. However, the standard excludes these two types of inventories. 1. Biological assets covered under Indian AS 41, that is agriculture. There is a separate chapter for it. 2. Financial instrument included in Indian AS 32 and 109. Indian AS 2 clearly lays down the guidelines for the treatment of inventories. It also describes the method for calculating the cost of inventory and the subsequent recognition of this cost as an expense. It also specifies the need for write down of the cost of inventory to the net realizable value whenever such needs arise. Indian AS 2 deals with three aspects of the treatment of inventory. Number 1. Calculation of the cost of inventory. 2. Calculation of the cost of goods sold. 3. Write down of inventory to its net realizable value. In my session this time, I will deal with the first aspect. The second and third aspects will be dealt with in my next session. The standard defines the cost of inventory as all costs incurred by an entity to bring inventory to its present condition and location, that is from the point of supply to the warehouse. We will examine what these costs are in detail. Inventory cost consists of two components. One is cost of purchase and the other is cost of conversion. Let us start with cost of purchase. This includes 1. Purchase price. B. Duties or taxes paid except those that can be claimed as refund. C. All other costs directly attributable to bringing the inventory to its present condition and location. Any discount or rebate should be deducted from the cost of purchase. Cost of purchase will include A. Bank charges for opening LC. Now what is an LC? LC, if expanded, means letter of credit. It is a guarantee given by the buyer's bank to the supplier's bank undertaking to make payment if the terms and conditions stipulated in the letter of credits are fulfilled. So, bank charges for opening an LC. All foreign buyers do their transaction through letter of credit. So, opening an LC is a must for importing goods. Now ask the question, is this required to bring the goods to the present condition and location? Yes. So it should be included in the inventory cost. B. Purchase price. Of course, the price we pay to the supplier should be included. Net of discount. If there is any discount, it should be deducted. Take for example, we are buying an item for rupees 100 and the supplier is allowing us a discount of rupees 5. So the purchase price will be 100 minus 5 is equal to 95. Then freight. Freight is the carriage cost paid to shipping companies or airlines for bringing the material from abroad. D. Insurance. The goods will be insured. E. Import duty. F. GST. Now, there are two ways of buying the goods. One will be FOB price. The other will be CIF price. If a company supplies on FOB basis, it will incur all costs up to the point of port. Thereafter, it will be the duty of the buyer to pay the remaining charges. So the buyer will be required to pay freight and insurance if he is buying the goods on FOB term. On the contrary, if the buyer is buying the goods on CIF terms, it will include purchase price, freight and insurance. D. Import duty. This cannot be claimed back, so it should be included in the cost of inventory. E. GST. GST charge can be claimed back in the form of input tax credit, so this should not be included. Here, documentation and clearing charges. A lot of paperwork is required at the docks. They are called documentation charges and clearing charges. G. Transportation charges from dock to warehouse for bringing the material from airport or seaport to the company's warehouse. H. Loading and unloading charges. Amount paid for loading the goods onto the truck and unloading them. We have already understood what the cost of inventory is. Now we will turn our attention to cost of conversion. Cost of conversion is nothing but the costs and overheads incurred by an entity to convert raw materials into final product. There are two items under it. 1. All direct and indirect costs for the conversion of inventory into the final product. 2. Fixed and variable overheads incurred for production. We will start with direct costs. Direct costs are those that were incurred by a company and can be attributable directly and clearly to the final product. We will now examine what these are. 1. Basic raw materials. Let us take the example of an airplane manufacturer. Aluminium will be the predominant material used in the production of an aeroplane. So that will be the basic materials. Then other materials. This will include the tires, engine for the plane, etc. Then direct labor. All wages and other benefits paid to the workforce who are involved in the production process. Then fuel and power. This is electricity, oil, etc. used in the. Now, indirect costs. They consist of 1. Manufacturing supplies. These are supplies needed for production but are not consumed in production. Examples are cotton waste, lubricants, etc. 2. Indirect labor. Indirect laborers are not directly involved in production but at the same time are required. Examples are security personnel, quality control department personnel, etc. Now, fixed production overheads. They will remain constant whether or not production goes up or down. Examples are 1. Factory rent. 2. Depreciation of plant and machinery. 3. Salary and benefits paid to factory administrative staff. Fixed overheads are allotted to units based on normal production. We can visualize 3 scenarios here. 1. There will be normal production. 2. Production may fall below the normal level due to various reasons such as plant shutdown for essential repairs. Then 3. Overproduction. In this case, there will not be any problem because it is normal production. In this case, there will be excess cost. We will allot to units only amounts based on normal production and the excess will be expensed. Overproduction. In this case, we will reduce the cost of allocation in accordance with the actual cost incurred. I will give you examples of these 3 scenarios so that the concepts will become very clear to you. Example. X company produces Y product. The company's annual production capacity is 6,000 units. Its annual fixed overheads are 12,000 rupees. Calculate the overheads to be allocated to each unit of final product in the 3 different scenarios I have just mentioned. The company's production is equal to its normal capacity. So, annual overheads are rupees 12,000. Number of units produced during the year is 6,000. 12,000 minus 6,000 is rupees 2 is the overhead per unit. The company's annual production fell to 4,000 units. In this case, fixed overheads will remain the same at 12,000. amount to be allocated to the output based on normal capacity will be 4000 into 2, 8000. The balance overhead of 4000 will be charged to the P&L account. Otherwise, there will be an overvaluation of inventory by this amount. Third scenario, production rises to 8000 units. In this case, the overhead per unit will be 1.5, that is rupees 12,000 divided by 8,000. So the amount to be allocated to each unit will be rupees 150. We cannot make the allocation based on normal production. Now the next item is variable for overheads. Variable overheads are those that vary with the production. For example, production incentive. With this, we will wrap up this session, and in our next session, we will deal with how the cost of inventory is recognized subsequently and how the inventory is to be written down to its net realizable value. Thank you.